Do it at the same time. Somebody hold that. Here. You're not scared. Come on. Okay, what muscle is this? Trapezius. Go to medial. Sternal-mastoid. Right here. Sternal-mastoid. We work our way on the inside. We have this long band of muscle here called the sternal-hyoid. We go above the bifurcation of the jugular vein, and we have the mylohyoid just lying over. It forms a V shape. It's called the digastric muscles. And flanking laterally from the digastric, we have the masseter muscle or the what? Cheek muscle. Very good.
So either one would be an answer. We could put cheeks or muscle or less.
You wanted to say masseter. You can say parentheses or cheek muscle. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to, let's flip the page over. Ooh. Got your book with Tim. I'm sorry. Somebody get some paper towel. My hands get real wet. Okay. Now we're going to do the thorax muscles. Okay, now we got the muscles. Now we have the muscles of the thorax from here to here. The lungs in here. These are the thorax. So what muscles are these? Abdominal muscles, right? Because that's the abdominal cavity. All abdominal, and this is the thorax. From right here to your rib cage. We're going to study those muscles there. Okay, now, here's the muscle right here. I'm going to hold it up here, right there. And this is the, nope, almost got it.
And it's the pink tongue.
It's called, here's a muscle right here. See it?
Yeah.
It stretches, it's one of the pec muscles, but it's not a true pec. But it's a muscle that, it's the muscle that it originates at the sternum and it inserts in the brachialis, and it's called the pecto-antebrachialis. Somebody read the description of the pecto-antebrachialis. The pecto-antebrachialis. Somebody find it and read it.
It's the first flap.
Is a thin strap-like muscle about 1.3 centimeters wide, lying over the
pectoralis major. There it is. See how it's described? That's why muscles tend to be easy. It's the thin, strap-like muscle, right? About 1.3 centimeters wide.
It's that one, not this one.
I'm touching it. Thin, strap-like muscle, about 1.3 centimeters wide. And just underneath it is what? The pectoralis major. So here's the pecto, and it's called the pecto-antebrachialis. You see it? And just underneath it is the first one called the pectoralis major. And that's it right there. That's the major. Right there. Underneath the pecto-antebrachialis is the pectoralis major.
Okay.
Right underneath it, right there. Okay? Now, when those old men identified these muscles, they didn't care about the size. They just said, this is the top one. We're going to call it the major. Because guess what? The minor is bigger than the major. Look at this. Here's the pectoralis minor. It's a big band. There it is, right there.
Both of them?
It goes from here to there. Yeah, it splits. It's so big it begins to split. That's the pectoralis minor. Right there. Here's the minor. Here's the pectoralis minor. Right here. It goes from here. It goes from here to here. That's the pectoralis minor, the pecto-antebrachialis, and the pectoralis major. They just said, since this was lower, they called it minor. Got it?
Where's the major? Oh, so the major is...
The major is underneath. The major is here. See? The major is there, and this is the minor, and this is the pecto-antebrachialis, because it says that the major lies underneath this. Got it? Minor, major, pecto-antebrachialis. Got it? Now, there's one more muscle, And somebody, a little knucklehead one more time, went and cut this muscle because it used to be there. So we got to move over here. And it's called the xiphy. You see it? It's the bottom. It's not a pec muscle, but it's the last thoracic muscle. It's called the xiphy humerales. You see it? X-I-P-H-I. So xiphy sounds familiar. This one right here. This one sounds, what does xiphy sounds real familiar. There's not many.
Xiphoid?
Xiphoid process. The xiphoid process is right at the tip of the sternum. And this muscle adopted its name from two bones. The xiphoid process, and this muscle inserts into the head of the humerus. Therefore, they called it the xiphy humerales. See how it goes? It goes all the way up under there. They call it xiphy humerales. It's like a big band. Somebody read the xiphy humerales for us. Somebody read the xiphy. Anybody? See it? Somebody read it. Y'all want to be here all night. Lord have mercy.
It can be distinguished from the posterior edge of the pectoralis minor only by virtue of the fact that its origin is lower on the xiphoid process of the sternum. Its fibers run parallel to and are fused with those of the pectoralis minor.
Okay, so it's not a pec muscle. It's just the very last thoracic muscle, right? Originates at the xiphoid process. So let's go ahead and review. Can we review? What muscle is this? Xiphy humeralis. What are these right here? The pectoralis what?
Major and minor.
No,
That's minor.
that's the minor.
Yeah.
What muscle is this? The thin strap-like muscle. Antebrachialis. And underneath it is the pectoralis major. Good job. Pectoralis major. Got it, right? Let's move over here. Your xiphy was cut by some little knucklehead. And then, what is this? Pectoralis minor. And I'm touching it. Pectoralis major and the pecto antebrachialis. Okay, now, check this out. Move that now. Now, look at this muscle right here. See that muscle look like a big old flap? See it there?
Yes. Is that the left side?
That's the latissimus. Very good. That's the latissimus dorsi.
It ain't on that side. Maybe it's on the other one.
I don't wanna splash him. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody decided to cut one side, so I got to turn them around so y'all can see them. See it. So this is the muscle that's called the latissimus dorsi. You see it in your book?
Yeah.
I said right in your book. It's a back muscle found on the dorsal view.
Yeah.
That is the back muscle, but it's normally when you first open a cat, it's like this. You don't see it separated. It's stuck up there like this, right? So when you first open a cat, it looks like it's a thoracic muscle, but it's not. It's a back muscle. And then next week we got to look at some muscles underneath it, so we had to cut it in order to see those internal muscles, right? So we try to lay it down. All right. Now, since we know that that's a back muscle, all we have left are what muscles? Abdominal muscle. Now, there's an external oblique. The external oblique. Somebody cut this one up. We got some.
We don't have one?
Yeah, we have it here. I gotta turn them around. Normally, I'm doing like this. Splash them a little bit. Okay. Y'all come down. Chelsea, y'all come down over here. Now, here's the most external muscle in the abdomen. It's called the external oblique. We cut it away. There's a muscle internal to it called the what? Internal oblique.
So this flap is the external?
That's the external, and this is the internal. That makes sense, right? It's on the inside. So we have the internal oblique, we have the external oblique. And then we have this muscle here. Now, when students don't study it, I can trick you real easy when you don't study. So instead of letting it hang, I'll snap it up like that. And I'll say, what's that? External oblique. I'll say, what's that? Internal oblique. Not. That's the latissimus dorsi, which is a back muscle that originates from the spine. This is the external oblique, and that is the internal oblique. This muscle is not an abdominal wall muscle. So don't let me get you on that. Okay? Latissimus dorsi, external oblique, internal oblique. Right? So let's go ahead and review everything. Abdominal, thoracic muscles, anterior muscles of the neck. You ready? Okay. What muscle is this? That's the back muscle, so it's nothing to do with the right, latissimus dorsi. What's this? External oblique. What is this?
Internal oblique.
Okay, I'm gonna lay on flat. What muscle is this? Xiphi, humerus. What muscles are these? Pectoralis minor. What muscle is this? Pecto. Antebrachialis. What muscle's underneath it? Major. What muscle is this? Clavo. Trapezius. Okay. What muscle is this? Sternomastoid. Go just medial to it. This long muscle that originates from the sternum. It's a sternohyoid muscle. Come up. This is the mylohyoid. These are the digastric muscles. And this is the masseter. Got it? Okay. And this is all we covering today.
Yes.
Review. Those that are not scared to touch him, y'all review a few times, and I'm going to score the exam so I can give you exam scores. Okay? So review. Now we got a bonus quiz next week.
Oh, what?
Same for us.
On this is just what we study
Oh, that's it.
Same for us.
for LO1. Yes. You have you have the bonus quiz. It's going to be on the anterior neck muscles. What else? The thoracic muscles, right?
So how are you gonna ask
Abdominal wall muscles.
You gotta catch that again?
Nope. I'm going to do just like I did with the bone. When you study muscles, you have to learn a description. If I say the V-shaped muscle originates from the mandible, lies over the mylohyoid. What is that?
The gastric.
The digastric. The thin strap-like muscle, 1.3 centimeters wide. Pecto antebrachialis.
Okay.
So when you study, you learn. You get your flashcards, your index cards. You study, put the muscle and the description. So now you're starting to get ready for the test, right? You don't wait 2 days. That's too late. So you study now. Okay. Now turn to the back of the review. We got a 1-page review. It's not big like the other one. Go to the back of the chapter, and that's due next week. See your review?
What page?
I don't know. We got different books. Just go all the way to the back. That's your review. That's due next week. Isn't that easier than the other one? Yes.
What page?
It's 1 page. That's due. You want me to add some more to it?
No.
I just was wondering. I can add some more now. So that's due. And what's
How you want us to you want us to tear it out of the book, or you want us to like write it?
do what you. I don't like tearing out books. I make photocopies.
You copy it.
I would say make a photo. Some students don't mind tearing out their book. It's up to you. You can tear it out. You make photocopy. Don't photocopy your answers. Just photocopy the page and then write everything in. Got it? Review. Get off them phones and review. At least go twice. Review twice so that you got it down. Mylohyoid, sternohyoid. So y'all come and review, and then I'm gonna get your
So
exams.
if you cut this open, a baby gonna fall out?